The ECWM podcast has been brought to you by Benelli. Dominate the skies.
Kent Cartridge, Canada. High quality, high performance shotgun shells for waterfowl, turkey, upland, sporting clays, and more.
Sitka, turning clothing into gear.
Maritime Dog Training, because I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Offering obedience training of all levels, service dog and retriever training in person or online. L&M Trailers, offering trailer rentals and sales in Woodstock, New Brunswick.
Big Owl Decoys, high quality silhouettes and accessories for waterfowl, turkey, and sandhill cranes.
East Coast Calls, offering high quality duck, goose, and turkey calls built right here in the Maritimes.
Come on, boy.
Welcome to the ECWM podcast. We got a special guest this evening. Duck and Goose calling champion. Several wins in both. Owner of Legends Outfitters and owner of the Roost TV, Mr. Joe Heintz. Welcome, Joe.
Yeah, what's going on?
Welcome, Joe.
What about us?
Are
we here too?
We've also got, what do you want to call yourself tonight?
I am Chief Bacon Thundercat.
Chief Bacon Thundercat, Wesley the Hammer Tebow.
And the Mustard Tiger, Ryan DeMerchant.
And of course, the Mustard Tiger, Ryan DeMerchant.
Ryan, 2 beers deep in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
DeMerchant.
Yeah, got a straw
Really
hook to that.
after it.
Yeah. Welcome, Joe.
Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Yeah, Joe,
Thanks
good
for
to have you
joining
on,
us.
man.
Yeah, really appreciate you taking the time to shoot the shit with us here for a while.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Our 100,000 followers are going to be pretty happy.
Yep.
Oh, my soul. Yeah.
Been a very frequent request.
That's a pretty good following there. Holy smokes.
We have 1% of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right on. So how's things going down there, Joe? What are you up to right now? And no hunting season's going on right now down there, is there?
No hunting season going on here. I'm just, today I actually moved in like 4 different couches to the place that I'm staying at. And then the girlfriend's parents got new couches, so we had to take those couches out and go get the other couches. It was just a fun-filled day of moving furniture.
Oh.
Everybody's favorite.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a great day.
Yeah, nothing to grab onto.
Yeah.
The most awkward thing ever to move.
Yeah, you go up and I'll twist. No, we got to go back down. Let's just throw it through the fucking window. And,
Yeah.
I swore
But
if
other than that, man.
I swore if I ever moved, I wasn't moving a single fucking thing out of the house. No fridges, no
Exactly.
stoves, no couches, nothing.
Just buy her all new.
Right.
Dirty underwear and everything staying right there.
Yeah, well, everything else is free, but that.
That's right.
Exactly.
Could just
Right.
hire a mover.
Yeah, you could do that too.
No.
Be done with it.
Yeah, we thought about that too, but it's Sunday, so
Yeah.
nothing open.
Working on the weekend double bubble.
Yeah, and we either did it now or we weren't going to because I'm heading to Mexico in a few days here, so I'm going to be gone for a while. And
Yes, sir.
it's either do it now or it's just a mess.
Is there any opportunity when you're down there to hunt? Like, I don't know when their season is, but I would assume it would have been, this might be the tail end of it.
Where at? Down in Mexico?
Down in Mexico, yeah.
I don't know. I've had a bunch of people invite me to go down there with them, but I've just never gone. I know my buddy Nick Johnson was just there a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they have. I'm sure they have seasons and all that stuff, but I don't think you can just go down there and kill them whenever you want,
Yeah.
And I don't know what else they hunt down there. I know they got iguanas. Maybe you could kill those, but
Probably.
I'm not sure other than that.
Yeah.
That's one place you don't see a lot of hunting from is Mexico.
I think,
No, you really don't.
yeah. I think they hunt brant down there. Something makes me think they do.
Maybe, no doubt.
Pacific
Yeah.
brant.
Oh, yeah, they hunt brant down there. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. When I go down there, the last thing I'm thinking about is hunting, to be honest with you.
Yeah, going to get away.
That's where I go to shut my brain off. And
Mine's never turned on.
Yeah, exactly.
Saves a big pain in the ass.
Got a pretty big season on the go. So Joe, we wanted to talk to you just a little bit, like maybe just get a little bit of history on how you got to where you were in the industry and kind of how you got started in all this waterfowl hunting business.
Well, sorry, I got a pretty bad cold, to be honest with you, so my voice is a little hoarse. But
yeah, it's all good.
I guess how I got started in it was I started hunting at a young age. Dad took me out, and then I hunted as much as I could without a license, and then without a driver's license. And then when I got my driver's license, that's when I really started scouting and hitting the gravel and making friendships with local farmers and shit like that. And we had a local guide around here. His name is Phil Schmidt, and he owned Goosebusters Guide Service, and he was killing a bunch of birds. And my buddy Nick Johnson used to work with him. And then Nick got in a little bit of trouble, so he couldn't hunt with Phil anymore. And Phil was kind of looking for a right-hand man, and he always seen on Facebook, and this is like right when Facebook was coming out. And,
right.
And he always seen that I was consecutively killing birds,
Yeah.
So he got a hold of me and was like, hey, I noticed you're doing really well. Would you ever want to guide? And I was like, yeah, I would like to guide, because I was always just taking my friends like every day, and they're using my stuff and beating up my stuff. And at the end of the day, it's like, hey, thanks, sorry that I broke the door on your blind, or sorry that I broke one of your decoys, it's like, I wouldn't mind getting paid for this at this point, So I started guiding. Me and Phil worked together for a long time, and then this is right about the time that I started filming some of my hunts. Like, because I always watched Jeff Foyles and Fred Zank.
Yeah, back in the DVD days.
Exactly. Yeah, this is early 2000s.
Yeah.
2005 to 2010. And
the glory days.
And so I started doing a little filming, and then social media started picking up. And my buddy Phil Schmidt sold Goosebusters Guide Service to Trevor Ludke. And Trevor lives like a half hour away from I do, and me and him became good buddies, because I was like, well, who's the guy that bought Phil's, I started my own guide service, and he had his, and we just started hunting together, and I'm like, well, dude, let's just name it one thing. So we named it Legend Outfitters. And we named it Legend Outfitters because Phil Schmidt kind of taught me and Trevor and Nick how to be a very, very, very successful waterfowl hunter, the importance of having backup spots that are good, and how to hide in this situation and that, and yada, yada. So Phil, if he was going to rename Goosebusters, he said he was going to rename it Legend Outfitters. So I'm like, well, let's just join up together, me and Trevor, and let's name it Legend Outfitters. So that's what we did. And I was still continuing to film hunts, and social media came along with Snapchat and Instagram and all that stuff, And I was always doing competition calling, but I never really took it too serious. And then Nick Johnson, he would travel all over the place, all over to, Illinois, to Oregon, to anywhere in the States,
Yeah, yeah.
So I started becoming better buddies with him since his trouble was over with and he could hunt now. And we started traveling everywhere and going to these contests. And I was just kind of, putting it on my Snapchat, my Instagram, and showing how much fun we have. And then I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be traveling and spending this money on hotels and gas and shit like that, I should practice to try to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Enjoy the party a little more.
Yeah, instead of taking fifth place and winning a free 6-pack of mallard floaters that I don't need, why don't I go for the $1,000, $2,000 and shit like that?
Yeah, pay your trip.
So then I did that, and I'm fortunate enough and got lucky enough to win a couple contests and, put my name as a champion caller, I guess. And then continued to be successful at hunting, and I guess the numbers started noticing that I was putting numbers up every day and hunting every day, and you know what I mean? And it sounded really good on a goose call, and I feel like the buddies that I have, too, that are with that are just as dedicated and diehard killers, and everybody's really good on a goose call. And I guess just the numbers added up, and people wanted to keep seeing it and took off from there. And I kept filming and putting out good hunts. I think they're good hunts.
Yeah, they definitely are. Both Ryan and I have the Roost TV and been just recently got it and been watching it pretty steady, and always enjoyed Scott Trinan's stuff. And you do have a lot of media on there, and it's pretty cool to watch. I know I'm enjoying it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I kind of went that direction because me and Scott were working together, because he'd send me Goose calls and I'd sell a bunch of Goose calls, and he sponsored me and, yada, yada. But he made really good DVDs. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen his Goose Societies.
Yep.
So he's making DVDs, but ain't nobody buying DVDs anymore.
No, that ship sailed now.
Exactly. So I was like, well, dude, how, YouTube, I swear too much for YouTube. And I just have too much like raw killing for YouTube that they demonetize my videos. So I'm not getting paid like some of these self-film GoPro guys are or whatever, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, I don't want to keep paying a camera guy and, paying a camera guy to come with on these trips, and then paying to edit and buying computers for editing and just for putting it out for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's got to be some sort of kickback.
Yeah, exactly. So I got this idea, and I called Scott, and I'm like, well, because Scott's going to keep filming, and he's got all this other footage, of all the DVDs he's put out of calling instructionals and Goose Society. And I'm like, Scott, let's make a platform a subscription base that we charge. And I feel like in the future, a lot of people are going to move to this, because there's already word through the grapevine that YouTube is going to start demonetizing the shit out of people, out of hunters, and they have. Yeah. I know a lot of guys that were big into YouTube, and the first day they'd get 10,000 views, and now the first day they're getting like 1,500 views.
Right.
So they're demonetizing them hard. And I told Scott, let's call it the Roost TV. And every time I tell Scott an idea, he's always like, yeah, maybe. He's got to talk to a couple guys that he knows. And then he'll come back to me and be like, yep, that's a good idea. Let's do that. he never trusts me right off the bat, but I get it, because, he didn't grow up in the social media era like I did. I mean, he knows social media, but, he doesn't have Snapchat or TikTok or, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But, and then we ran with that, and, it's doing pretty good. It's doing really well.
Well, and I think it's the direction that everything's going to go eventually, because with the younger generation, I mean, TV shows, like, I don't even watch hunting TV shows, like, to sit down on, like, I don't know anyone that watches that anymore, like the Outdoor Channel or Wild TV up here. Like,
no.
It's phasing out big time.
No, you want to watch stuff on demand that you want to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, yeah. You want to sit down, turn your phone sideways, and watch it that way, or hook up the iPad, or or sync it to your TV from your phone.
On your TV, yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly right. So that's the direction we went in, and I was right, because there's a lot of other outdoorsmen that are going to subscription-based websites now, and I like it more too. You can.
Well, then you can post what you want on there, right?
Exactly. You can post whatever you want. I mean, I could be in the duck blind with topless ladies if I wanted to,
Right.
Well, that's why I subscribed. I'm waiting for that one to come out.
You've got my attention.
How much is it?
yeah, right.
Let me dig out my billfold.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? You can show a deer's head getting exploded if you wanted to, or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nobody's going to tell you, oh, well, we thought that shot on that bird was a little too graphic, so we're just going to shut the whole thing down. Like, and you see that with even Jocko's podcast. Like, he's got that, what is it, Jocko Underground?
Underground, yeah.
Now, and you subscribe to it and whatever, and then he's got his own content, and nobody's going to tell him what he's going to do on that. He can say
no one can control it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He's got his own platform.
Right. And it's nice to have that freedom, because social media does censor you. So
yeah, definitely.
It's what it is.
And it's getting worse every day.
That's exactly right.
Censorship is crazy.
Social media is a force, though. It's the way of the future.
Say that again?
Social media seems to be a way of the future, though. Like, everybody's on it, and it's the way to get shit out there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, not to bash YouTube, but if I did anything else and I had a YouTube, YouTube pays you to promote yourself instead of paying to advertise instead of paying like an advertise anywhere. YouTube pays you to advertise, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And I mean, if you do Facebook ads or anything, they're pretty cheap. It's not like you're paying $200-300 for a computer guy to get your name out there on Google or something, or in the yellow pages anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, if there's anything you're doing, and if it's hunting or if it's anything, construction or anything, you can get your name out there pretty quickly now.
Yeah.
A lot of that
And
stuff's
that's-
even changed.
that's
I mean, I notice myself, even with my business, like Facebook has definitely put the clamps down on well, I guess it isn't Facebook, it's Apple more has put the clamps down on people being able to reach out, you know, with Facebook ads and things like that. And I noticed myself that you've lost a lot of traction that way. Like that censorship is certainly all the way through all these platforms now. It's kind of crazy, really.
Well, look at our Instagram. I mean, you can't hardly grow it. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Paid ads, whatever. Just they censor us bad.
Yeah, it's tough. If you're a hunter nowadays, it's, you know, like what you're doing with the Roost is definitely the way of the future. Because I mean, you know, then you've got a platform where you do what you want to do. If people don't want to see it, well, you paid to see it. It's not like you're on there just by chance, you know, scrolling through and see a video, like, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I wish we could go back to the old days where if you didn't want to watch it, you just didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Instead of nowadays, somebody
watch it.
that offends me. I'm going to report it, and frig, what a racket.
I'm going to write a paragraph thing on why it offends me first.
Yeah,
because my voice needs to be heard. I am important.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, okay.
Yeah, they can't. People nowadays can't be okay with you doing what you do and them doing what they do.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. So
it does not, but it is what it is.
No, well, that's good. You're getting lots of footage. Where do you normally start your season? Right at home?
Yeah, I start the season here at home in Hutchinson, and then about November, beginning of November, I will go to Fergus Falls, and I stay there till about the middle of December.
When does your season start?
September 4th, usually.
September 4th, same as us.
Yeah, that
season.
is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's our early goose season, I guess.
Yep, that's our early goose, and then we go all the way until about Christmas time.
Yeah, well, that's good.
What's your limit down there, Joe?
It used to be 3. It was 3 for the longest time, and now it has moved up to 5.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yep, so that's nice.
Well, I thought at one point there it was like 2 or something foolish, but yeah, 3's bad enough.
Yep, it was 2. It went from 5, and then it went to 2 in the regular season, and then it went back to 5 like later in the year or something like that. It used to fluctuate pretty crazy, but.
So is that a shift in your hunter numbers or the birds? Can't be the numbers of hunters.
No, I think it's the birds.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, that flu's going around on them birds. It's starting to scare me a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, they're really scared about that coming up with the snow goose migration. Eh?
Yeah.
We got it here in the Maritimes. It's been found in every province now. So all the chicken farmers and everyone like that, they're all in a big panic.
Oh, God.
So.
You know, I want to see them die. I'd like to see geese die, but I don't like to see them die from a virus. You know what I mean? I want to see them die at the hands of hunters.
Yeah, and be used, not
put
just
to use,
not just dead out on the river or in a great big marsh or something. So what do we know? What do you guys know about that? What do you know about it down there, Joe?
I don't really know shit about it.
A
lot of my buddies went snow goose hunting, and they were sending me videos like, "Oh, this bird flu's going around," and they were walking up on a couple Canada geese that were just bobbing their heads, and a couple snow geese doing the same thing. There's like 20 of them around this pond and shit. It's like,
yes, sir.
Yikes.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any way to get rid of it.
No,
it runs its course, wipes them out, and start over.
Yeah.
It's very, very contagious, I guess.
Yeah.
So have to start designing masks.
Masks and vaccines. We'll have to get Pfizer on a vaccine for that.
Yeah, we'll have to get them vaccinated. For sure.
It's definitely a worry, though, because, I mean, once they get all congregated, certainly up north here, like...
Oh, yeah. The migration, it's not going to help, you know.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
Well, it could wipe out a lot of years of growth in the population.
Right, exactly.
For us, like, our bird numbers have been growing steadily for quite a few years, and we're finally seeing some really good numbers. And geez, to have something like that come through and wipe out, I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does anyone know how much it wipes? Like, would it wipe out 50%, 75, 30?
Yeah.
I don't.
I ain't got a clue.
I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this one. I
No,
don't remember
not
anything. I mean, we've
I don't either.
talked about the bird flu before, but
Yeah.
I mean,
It was in British Columbia years back, but that was in the poultry barns.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I never remember seeing videos of them scattered out,
Yeah.
bobbing their heads. You can tell they're just sicker than fuck. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, God.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, you feel bad for them. I mean, I really do.
Oh, yeah.
I love
yeah.
hunting Canada geese and ducks and snows and stuff, but I love killing them. But don't get me wrong, dude. The Canada goose is my favorite bird. Like,
Well, hunters are the greatest
I love studying them.
conservationists of them.
it's kind of
Exactly.
It's kind of a strange thing to explain to somebody, isn't it, that doesn't hunt?
Yeah.
That you could sit there and be like, look, we have tons of compassion for these animals.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
we never want
Yeah.
to see them suffer. Like that grabs us. That's the last thing that we want. But we can readily go out and do our thing and shoot them. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's like Lori and I. We've had a flock of turkeys show up at the house, and what are we doing? We're feeding the shit right out of them, just because we like it, right? Like
naming them, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
But
Yeah,
once,
no, I mean, I'll spend a lot of money to make sure that they're healthy
Yeah.
and live and have a lot of wetlands, but also spend a lot of money to cut them in half too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then once turkey season rolls around, it's game on, and
yeah.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
then blow their heads off.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 It's a crazy medium, but yeah.
It is. Fred, Matt, and I, we've like in spring season. Remember, we fed geese as they migrated up, trying to help them out
Oh yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when things were tough here, a lot of
Yeah.
birds coming back, and they're
And we just didn't have a lot of birds back in those days.
No, things have definitely changed here in our numbers. We don't have any snows here of any amount yet, which is odd, because if you look at where we are, I mean the St. Lawrence River, where a huge
4 hours,
3.5 north of us, like Quebec and Quebec City and all those areas that are basically north of us are full
millions of them. Yeah.
of snow geese, like full of snows. And we shot a few last year, but I mean a few. When we see one, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All guns on white.
yeah,
Guaranteed.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, no question there. So, but where do most of yours come from? Up through Manitoba? Is that why you're getting so many
through
banded
Manitoba,
birds?
they funnel through. Yeah. A lot of the birds that we get that are banded come from Manitoba area, Simpson River type of shit like that.
They must have a good program up there. It seems like you guys get a lot.
You do get a lot of bands.
Yeah, we get a lot of them from Canada. We actually get a lot of them from Iowa.
Really?
Like if they don't come from Canada, they're usually from Iowa someplace.
Yes,
But
sir.
I mean, we also get a random North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin.
Huh.
I've even gotten them from Michigan and stuff like that. But
Yes, sir.
no, a big majority of them come from Canada. Our migrators are Canada and Iowa.
Have you ever been up here hunting?
No, I have not. No.
Yes, sir.
I got turned around at the border one time because I had a fence from when I was 17, 18 years old, and they didn't let me in, and I said, fuck Canada ever since then. So
Can't blame you there.
yeah, but it cost $550 for me to fly home one way without my gun.
Oh, no way.
And, ever since then, I was like, I don't even need it. I don't know. I don't need to go to Canada to kill geese, which I know that people say that, but I would love to go to Canada to kill geese,
Yeah.
just because there's so many of them and it's a different country, and it would just be awesome.
Yeah.
I hope I can get in at some point, but yeah. I mean, it's been 15, 16 years since I got into that trouble. At what point am I done being a criminal? I make a living with a gun in my hand, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're outlaws for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely different up here depending on where you go. Like most of what you see is filmed in the West. I mean, people want to go to the Western provinces. You don't see too much from Manitoba, but certainly Saskatchewan and Alberta is where center all the footage, which is, hey, that's
Or Quebec.
good. Or Quebec.
Little Ontario, and a
little
little bit
Ontario,
Quebec.
yeah. But and we're kind of forgotten about, which is
More power to
which
them.
is
I
fine.
like it.
Which is fine enough for us. Like I was telling you the other day, Sean certainly thought it was an interesting place to be.
Right, exactly. They had to fly up to you.
Yeah, had to hunt them in the mountains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain geese.
Yeah, it'd be cool to do. That's for sure. I'd love to
And
come up there sometime.
and the difference being too is we have the salt water here too, so there's some opportunity for sea duck hunting, things like that. It's an interesting place for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna come to Canada, the Maritimes would be the best place to start.
Yeah, you'd have a good time here.
We might just well say it'd be all downhill from here, boys.
Yeah.
People anywhere else in this country can call me an asshole for saying that.
We're used
Well,
to
we'll definitely stay in touch after this and maybe set something up.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a blast. I'd love to come up there sometime.
Well, I mean, like a Canada goose is a Canada goose, and you've killed lots of them and been able to hunt a bunch of places, but it's more about the experience and where you're doing it and the way you're doing it. So,
and the people you're doing it with.
yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I don't have to go to, New Jersey to shoot a Canada goose, or I don't have to go to New Zealand to shoot a Canada goose, but I want to.
Yeah.
It's the experience and to meet new people and to see new places. And that's what I like about it the most.
Yeah, it is fun to
and
travel.
the funny part about it is the waterfowl industry, like the hunting industry is we'll say it's a decent size industry, but in the grand scheme of things, like the waterfowl industry is super small, like a small portion of that, and a lot of the guys you meet are all pretty much the same.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
We're an eccentric bunch.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But everybody has their own little niche in their own area, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right, exactly.
So that's kind of cool.
I love running into those guys. Like this area of guys, these are the guys that freaking smash them in this area. Like if you're going to come to this area and you want to kill a duck or a goose, go with these boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got those all over the country. And some of them, just talk a game.
Right.
But then you got the guys that talk it and walk it.
Yeah.
And they got the numbers to prove it.
You can usually tell too. I mean, you've been around the industry long enough, and you can usually tell probably right with face value whether guys are actually doing it or not.
I know we can tell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, yeah, you can. I mean, sometimes when I go to these shows, sometimes and I like always judge a book by its cover. Like some kid will come walking in, and I'm like, he'll grab a goose call, and I'm like, oh great, here comes another squawker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, I'll teach you how to call, and he kind of looks at me funny, and then he just starts ripping double clucks and comebacks, and I'm like, holy shit, who is this guy? Like, whoa. Yeah. But then some of those guys that are die hard, covered in Sitka, and they have all the expensive guns and stuff, and they can't blow a goose call to save their life, or they hardly hunt, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
By the looks of things, I figured that they'd be dialed in right away, right off the bat. But everybody has different experience with it too, with work. And I mean, I've been fortunate enough that this is what I do for a living now for quite some time, and I get to go out way more than your average person, So I'm not bashing anybody when I say that. I'm just saying, some guys play the part and some guys do the part,
Yeah, some fellows just look the part.
Yep, and some just look it.
Always good to be perfecting your craft, right?
Exactly right. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to join a rock band if I don't know how to sing or play the guitar.
Yeah,
that's right.
There's a lot of people that talk the talk, but there's not so many that walk the walk.
Right, and it's different too. I mean, as long as you're out there having fun and having a good time, but then there are guys that go out there and just, it's like there's so much drama involved with them.
Oh yeah.
It's like, why is it got to be like this? You know what I mean? Like, why are you talking off about who killed more birds than who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just respect anybody that's in the game and loves it, goes out there. If you're a goose hunter and the only goose hunting you do and you love it more than anything, and the only spot that you got is your grandpa's 40 acres, and you go out there and you kill a couple geese here and there, but you're having a blast. That's the type of shit I like seeing.
Yeah.
Being like, hell yeah, fellas, get out there.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, and at the end of the day, like, too, where you're doing this for a living, like, there has to be more to it than that side you were just talking about with the drama and all the bullshit and things like that, too, right? I mean, you definitely love what you do. You love your setups. You love calling birds in and putting them in decoys. I mean, there has to be more to it.
Yeah, exactly right. I love everything about it. I love the early meetups. I love it when my alarm goes off. From the beginning of my alarm going off, it's me sneaking around in the dark, getting the blinds, getting the trailers hooked up, and laughing with buddies. And you get to the field and you just paint that perfect picture. And here comes that first flock that you can hear. It comes right over the trees. It's like, let's go.
Yeah.
10 of them come in and not a single one of them fuckers leave.
You must have some good shooters with your sports.
I've had some solo hunts that a flock would come in and I didn't kill a single one. It's like, oh my God, what just happened? And then I got the days where I'm like, I can't miss, dude.
Yeah.
I can't miss. You shoot 3, you triple your first one, you're like, I got 2 birds to go, and that's it.
So can you shoot as a guide down there?
Oh, absolutely. If I couldn't, I wouldn't guide. I'm a killer before I'm a guide, to tell you the truth. So.
Yeah, we can't.
We're not allowed in our province to do that.
Yeah, I heard that about Canada too. I got a couple buddies up there that asked if I wanted to come guide or start a guide service up there, and I said no.
Yeah.
You could in Ontario. You can shoot there, but I know when I was in Alberta, you couldn't. Jeez. And you couldn't even you couldn't shoot. Like, if I had clients in the morning, it was on a Saturday, and we were done on Saturday, I couldn't hunt at all that day. Like, I couldn't go couldn't go in the afternoon even. Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? If you hunted in the morning and limited out?
If I guided people that day,
in the morning,
and whether they shot 1 or 5, if I was in the act of guiding, I, as a guide, wasn't allowed to hunt at all that day. Even if they would be gone that day. Like, say they left at noon, which they always did, I would have to sit. I would have to scout that afternoon. I wasn't allowed to hunt legally.
Fuck, that's dumb.
At all. Yeah.
Some of the rules up here are so stupid.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dumb. Because sometimes the morning they don't fly,
Yeah.
And then you got to go out in the afternoon and get them in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, it depends. Like, if we're sitting in the pits, and we kill 10 geese, it's like, well, we're definitely coming back out this afternoon because they're going to fly good this afternoon if they didn't fly good in the morning.
Yeah, they got to eat.
But, yeah, but I mean, if we're sitting in the pits and we kill, there's 10 of us and we kill, I don't know, very close to our limit. Everybody usually has 3 geese. Then I'm like, all right, we're not going in the afternoon. We got to let it rest and all that stuff, So we play those rules too. But
yeah, that's definitely unique in your area because we don't have any pits here whatsoever. Like, nothing here is leased. It's all first come, first serve with permission. Like, get your ass out of bed and get there before the next guy, kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that too. If we back in my hometown here, we don't have pits either. There's just too much running and gunning. One day they're going north, and the next day they're going west.
Yeah, that would be.
So you don't want to put a $5,000 pit in a field that you're only going to hunt maybe 10 times a season.
Maybe 10 times?
Yeah, like,
geez, we wouldn't have a field we hunt. What field would we hunt the most in a year?
Oh, we hunt. It's just so unpredictable.
But it would never be 10 though, would it?
No.
Like, the most we would hunt one field in a year would be 4 times?
4 times.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably 4 times.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, we move around a lot.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's so spread out. Like,
we'd need 100 pits.
I showed you that aerial photo of where we are here, and it's so unpredictable which way they're going to go. And I mean, geez, there's a good number of them, but if you're not, you don't have to be very far off for them. It's hard to run traffic here. I'll put it that way. You got to be well, I mean, traffic anywhere, so you want to be right underneath them, but here you really have to have your shit together to get under them and get where you want to be. It'd be hard to have a pit here for sure. Unless you knew, like, I mean, we've got areas that we could do it.
Mm-hmm. No, we have, like, I would almost call them, like, ancestral fields that birds come back to religiously regardless, right?
And we know if we were close to the water and we put the right crop in there that, you know, we'd shoot birds off it all year. Like, in the North Country there's places that we could definitely put bits in.
So are you guys getting permission for new spots every year, or do you kind of have, like, your 5-10 spots?
Like every hunt.
Yeah, every hunt we're checking with the farmers. Yeah,
every time.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So back home here, I mean, I leased my first field when I was 16 for $50. It was a field right across from the refuge, and it was just a glorious spot. Like, we killed birds every day out of there, you know. And then I've lived here my whole life, so these farmers just kept noticing that I kept coming up to their door and kept coming up to their door every year, you know. Even if they were telling me no, I'd still come up and be like, hey, do you care if I try this year? And, you know, and some of them told me no, and then some of them were kind of like, well, you know what, I need a little bit of help doing some farming stuff. How about that? And I just started doing that. And now I have like I have 3 to 5 spots that I've been hunting for like 10 years, if not more now, you know. So back home here, I don't really get too many more new spots just because I don't really need to. You know, like some of the spots, like, oh, I've never seen geese go that way. I really haven't thought that for many years. Like, oh, geese are randomly going 10 miles southeast. They're usually going 2 miles, 3 miles outside of town.
So how big of an area do you hunt in that spot? Like, how far would you cover?
And how many birds, too?
Yeah, like in bird.
I'd say Hutch peaks out at like 15,000. So, I mean, I have our town is like population like what is it, 13,000 or 16,000?
That's like Woodstock,
roughly,
that live here. You know, it's not a huge town, but it's a big enough town. We got Walmart, Target, like all the small towns come around, come to us to get, you know, groceries and whatever else, you know.
Yeah, so how far would you have to drive? Like, how big of a territory do you cover in that area that you hunt? Like, how far would your 2 farthest fields apart be, roughly?
From where I'm standing, the furthest field would be from my house, which is like in the middle of town. Like 5 minutes.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
holy cow.
If I was hooked up to the trailer and I was like, all right, we got to go west of town, I could be there, you know, 5-8 minutes, something like that.
So you never have to drive farther than 5 to 10 minutes to hunt?
No, not really. I got a field right now that I can look out my window, I can see my favorite bar, and then if I look out my other window, I can damn near see the roof of the house.
See your favorite field?
Any drink specials on at the bar?
I don't know. I'm about to go find out. I didn't drink last night because I felt like shit. Now we're going to go get some food and some drinks. Little Sunday fun day. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
But no, I mean, there are some guys that are like, "Fuck it, we have to drive a half hour every day," you know, and I get it, and I would too. I've just been lucky enough that with this town, and I've been around for so long that the farmers know me now that I've leased up, or some spots they have me lease, and some spots they just, you know, they're like, oh, I'd let Joe hunt because he's helped me for the past 10 years.
Right.
Throw hay bales and whatever else they need.
They like
right,
you.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
It's so different because, I mean, we travel, what, an hour?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
An hour drive
it'd be a little less than that, but we could travel up to an hour for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one spot, it was west of me, probably 35 minutes. I'd drive every morning. I'd go out there and scout, and every afternoon I'd scout. And I mean, that was the furthest I had to drive, but I don't know what happened. I mean, it was so polluted with Canada geese, and there's so many sweet corn fields and silage fields that came out right away. But then just 1 year, this was 5 years ago, they just quit going out there. And now there's really nothing, you know. So I just like, okay, so I just quit going out there.
Funny how that
changes.
changes.
There's still some geese, and I've made some good connections out there too, that I just kind of like put it in their hands. Like if there's a field out here with 200 geese, my buddy, you know, will get it, and then hopefully he calls me, and if he doesn't, I don't really care, because then I don't got to drive 35, 40 minutes either.
You know what that reminds me of is when we were in Ottawa.
Yeah.
That was the same thing there. You wouldn't go like 10 minutes from the house. Like it wasn't
Yeah, and you'd see multiple fields in 10 minutes.
And the other thing about it here that makes it different too is like every place else that I've hunted geese has been flat.
Oh,
fairly
flat. As a
flat.
pancake.
Like even Ottawa was flat. You know, like there wasn't much that would make it so that you couldn't see where birds were going. And here it's so hilly, and you know we don't really have mountains here, but
they're just hills and valleys.
Just hills, and it's all based off of a river valley. So it's a challenge here for sure in comparison. Not that we don't have any birds, because we do, but it would be easy to drive right by them if you didn't see them going into a place for sure.
See them going down.
Yeah, if you didn't get on the right hill for sure. I mean, I always say there's no place like home. I mean, I absolutely love.
Yeah,
it's nice to travel and go and experience other places, but
there's definitely nothing like it anywhere. Nothing like it anywhere else.
I don't not
that I've ever seen.
Not that I've seen. No, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, and I don't know how much competition you guys have there, but there's like 2 other groups of hunters that I became friends with over the years. So like if they can't get on a spot that I have, I take them with. Or now if a couple of them spots I couldn't get on my whole life, but because I didn't even try because I knew they hunted it, so I just left it. But now that we became buddies and have drinks at the bar and play some pull tabs and bullshit, now we're all friends. And I'll call them and be like, hey, dude, there's geese going northeast towards, whatever field. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll go check that out, or yada, yada, or vice versa, So I guess I'm just saying, if you live in a place where you have some competition, you're better off just joining forces than you are trying to butt heads with them, too. It opens up so many more doors and avenues. Maybe that's just an age thing, too. When I was younger, I was a lot more competitive.
Definitely.
Now that I got a little older, it's like, who gives a shit? Let's all have some fun,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sure that you're still competitive, but there's a lot more groups of younger guys around here now. Mm-hmm. And we stay in touch a lot better. Yeah. Now, there are other groups there that we don't stay in touch with at all, really. But, it definitely helps to at least say where it's first come, first serve with permission. Like there might be 2-3 groups have permission for the same farm. And at least if you drive by a guy and, you say to him, hey, you planning on hunting there? Oh, we were going to go down and talk to him, or yeah, we were. Like, if we've got other spots, like lots of times we'll be like, okay, boys, go ahead. You guys,
go ahead.
You guys go. We'll go someplace else or whatever. But
yeah. I actually had that on a youth opener this year. There's a guy that lives south of town here, and he's a really nice old man. And he lets 2 other groups hunt, but they really only go on like Saturdays. So Monday through Friday through Sunday, I can kind of go out there whenever I want to. And I was going to go out there as a migrator day, and I'm like, oh, we'll go out there, set up the big spread, and try to kill some geese right off this lake. He's got this pasture that touches this lake. It's freaking awesome. So we're setting up like half the trailer. I got the blinds out, and all of a sudden this little Jeep pulls in. It's this guy and his son, and he's like, whoa. I thought you weren't going to be hunting. And I was like, well, I don't remember you calling me and asking, and I didn't ask you. I'm like, well, hey, since your kid's here and it is youth day, I'm just going to pack up. I'll go north of town. I got another spot, so I let them go. And that guy ended up sending me a message on Facebook, and he was like, hey, man, I really appreciate you leaving. Me and my son had so much fun. He killed his limited geese and ducks.
Yes, sir.
Which was just so awesome to hear. I was like, good. And then I actually went to a spot north of town that had some tall grass, and the farmer was supposed to cut it. But he's like, well, if you want, you can go out there. It's just grass, it's not alfalfa or nothing. He's like, you can drive on it, set some decoys. We ended up killing like 60 of them on the Roost TV. I think it was 50 stack is what it was called. So we killed 50 of them.
Jeez.
So yeah, he's like, holy shit, maybe we should have just came with you. And I was like, hey man, you seem like you wanted to do your own thing, but if you wanted to, definitely let me know anytime.
Well, and being in the position you're in now too, like,
right,
you got to be. I mean, not people are possibly not going to like you without even meeting you at times because you're successful. That just tends to be the nature of the beast, but it certainly pays to do exactly what you did there.
Yes, exactly. And I try to do that all the time. I show people respect when they show me respect, or when respect's due, that's just...
And you hope that they'll pay it back.
Life, not even with hunting, just that's how you should just live.
Yeah, and you hope that they'll return that to either you or maybe pass it on to somebody else at some point,
Right, exactly. Got to always be polite to people, because you never know when you get older. If you're a 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kid and you're driving around being a dickhead to all these other local farmers, or not local farmers, but local hunters, and then next thing you know, that hunter buys a piece of land, and now you're like, shit, and if I would have been nice and cool to that guy, maybe you would have let me hunt.
Yeah, definitely.
So you just never know, man. A lot of things change within 5-10 years of stuff, so.
Yeah, and that's good advice for the young guys, because, man, there is a lot of young guys. I mean, I'm sure you get a lot of young guys following your stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of young guys getting into it and maybe just, wanting to get their feet wet and get out there and play the game. So definitely good advice.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
What goes around comes around. So
yeah, that's right. That's right.
You want to be nice to people and hope they repay the favor down the road, because if you do the opposite, they could do the opposite to you as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's helped me more inviting people randomly than it has me just being a dickhead and being like, oh, if you're not a client, I'm not taking you.
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense either.
No.
I mean, that's not fun either, because I know I'm not the only one that wants to be a waterfowl hunter out here either. I don't want to crush some kid's dream of like, well, I went and talked to this farmer and he said that you hunt it, can I come with you? And I was like, no, get your own spots, kid. Like, you can't be doing that either. You got to teach these kids the right way of doing things, like, hey, when you're done with that Mountain Dew can, don't just leave it on the side of your blind, pick things up, or here's how to call, and here's how to call the right way, and here's how to shoot them the right way. Like, don't shoot them when they're 50 yards up, shoot them when they're, 20 yards right in front of you,
Yeah.
And that helps a lot too.
So how many days a week are you guiding or hunting, or every day, or is it just a certain
7? Yeah,
every
usually
day?
7.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yep. This last season, September to the end of December, I think I only missed like 1 week.
Yes,
Jeez.
sir. So are you booked up?
Was,
you're booked up all the time. Like, is it hard to get in, or do you guys normally at the start of the year? When do you do your booking? I guess I should say.
I usually do my booking in like July.
Okay.
Just because I need a break from it, So my summer, I want my summers with my family and friends, and I don't need somebody calling me at 9:00 at night on a Saturday, like, hey, we got 10 guys.
Right.
We're gonna Venmo you right now. Make sure you write our name and our numbers down. And it's like, dude, my book's all the way in my truck, and I'm at the casino right now, or you know what I mean, something like that. So I just try to limit it from July on is when I open my books and I'm open for business type of deal. So that seems to go good too. But as for being busy, we are very busy. We try to book 3 groups a week, which usually fills up very quickly. But then let's say, you guys come in Friday, we hunt Saturday, Sunday, and then we don't plan on running guys till Tuesday, but we have a spot for Monday and we have a spot for Tuesday. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, let's go. Well, I'm not going to hunt,
Yeah.
So I'll throw it up on Snapchat. Hey, I'm looking for 5 guys for
Yeah, I've seen
Monday,
that on your
whatever.
Snapchat a time or two.
Yeah. And that fills up pretty quickly too, so.
So when you do that, it's just when people pay, that's just for your guiding, right? That's not like hotels or any of that stuff. You guys are just
No. We charge $200 a person a day, and the gas. You basically get here, get your own hotel, and then
you got a seat in the blind.
Ammo.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have the blinds and I'll have the decoys set up upon your arrival. We all scout and all that stuff too.
Yep.
Like obviously we'll have a good spot scouted out.
Yeah. That's the same way we do it too. I mean, we just charge it. We just charge a fee for guiding. The guys get their own place to stay, do their own bird cleaning, all that stuff, and we've got all the gear, we got all the spots, kind of thing. You just show up.
Exactly right. Yep.
Dogs.
Exactly right. But I did buy a piece of property that has an abandoned house on it. I call it in the Bermuda Triangle of bars. We have 3 bars in town here. It's literally right in the middle. It's connected. It's right next to one of the bars, like the alleyway. And then it's 2 blocks away from Main Street, and it's 2 blocks away from the Muddy Cow. So it'd be perfect if you guys came. And what I'm getting at is I'm thinking about tearing that house down, and I think I'm going to put like a lodge there. Yeah. And then I could do it that way too. But then, I mean, waterfowl hunters like to drink. Yeah. So instead of getting drunk and trying to drive back to the lodge, you can get drunk and walk 2 blocks and you're back at the lodge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So
that's a winning combination right there.
Right.
You should get some go-karts or something like that too. Charge them out.
Right. Some of them scooters.
Yeah, those little
scooters that are all over the cities.
Yeah.
So is it the same, like later in the year when you go down to Fergus, is it the same money?
Yeah. It's just 200 there too.
Yeah. Right on.
We're talking about raising that up. We get a lot of guys that are like, dude, you should be charging like $350 a person a day. It's like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems a little steep for me, but I've hunted with other guys like that are my buddies, and they're like, oh, we don't charge anything less than $300, and we're booked out for 2 years. Like,
it's the quality of the hunt too, right? I mean,
it's the experience. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if people are people are going to come to you, I mean, yeah, maybe instead of, if you put it up to that, maybe instead of getting 150 calls, you'd get 80 calls, but they'd be people that wanted to book,
And that's kind of where I'm going now too, is, I used to love hunting with 15 guys. Like, let's make a giant pile.
Yeah.
But now it's like I kind of only want 3, maybe 5 guys.
Yeah.
Like for 3 days. And then I'd make sure like you're comfortable, everything's awesome. Make like a top of the line lodge, like what's his name?
Habitat
Tony
Flats.
Vandermoor.
Yeah, you don't even have to say it. You pretty much already know
that was the first name that came to my mind.
Yeah, he's on a different level.
Right.
Holy shit, man.
Right.
What do you think he's charging a day?
I heard it's like $1,400 a day, and then there's something.
I looked the other day. It's expensive. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, whew.
But hey, that includes your lodging.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Right.
First class.
But that's more like, I heard it's more like corporate guys. So like the businesses are paying for those guys to go.
He's getting those big SCI members.
Well, that's what that's exactly it. Like when I was guiding out west, that they were brokers, and a lot of those guys that came to hunt waterfowl came to do that because they just wanted to try something
in their
else.
Own aeroplanes.
It would come. It would come in their own planes. But the boys had taken them all over the place. Been to Kamchatka, brown bear hunting, like the people that were able to go wherever and had huge, like
pocketbooks,
massive, massive trophy rooms, like massive, unreal. And I mean, that's what I see Habitat Flats being. That's that's kind of who it's catering to, which is fine. No different than I looked at the Stuttgart Hunting Club the other day. I was looking to see what they charged, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely charging for people that are more than able.
Yeah, some of those duck clubs or whatever, they're like friggin' those high-end golf courses for like their membership rates.
It's especially down there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that stuff gets wild. I mean, I like it. Like, let's say you guys are paying $500 a day, and you go out and you have like a decent hunt.
Yeah.
And anybody knows, like an older guy knows, like, well, that's how it goes. And then you go back to the lodge and you have a great time. You have fun. You're playing pool. You're watching the UFC fights. You're eating good food. I mean, the camaraderie of everything is what also goes into the price.
Oh, it's a vacation. Yeah. It's an experience.
Yeah, exactly right. It's a vacation. I mean, when it comes to like younger guys and I take them out, I've had a few times where it's like, well, we got these 19-year-old kids. All they want to do is fucking limit out every single day. And if we kill a double band, they better get it and stuff like that, And,
right.
And it just kind of takes the fun out of it, like, God dang, chill out, guys. And,
yeah, you're missing the whole overall experience.
Yeah, you kill 20 geese, and they're like, no, we could have killed 60 today, but we only killed 20. It's like, dude, You know, like, come on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when we guide down in Oklahoma, me and Nick Jay go down to Loveland, Oklahoma with Larry Robinson. He owns
they got quite a lodge.
he owns Coastal Wing Outfitters, yeah. And, I mean, the duck hunting, yeah, it's fun. We do good. We kill some really pretty ducks. But I almost look forward to hanging out with the customers when we get back to the lodge, playing beanbags and drinking beers and, and bullshitting, you know. That's just as fun to me, you know.
I think as you evolve throughout your waterfowl career or life, you go through a transition. Because, I mean, when we were young, I mean, geez, that we wanted to kill shit like crazy. That was our priority when we were young. But
if you could shoot 50, you had to shoot 50.
Yeah. I mean, and we'd sit there through hell or high water to do it. But
I mean, you still want to shoot them.
Oh yeah.
But it's not like that. It's more about like once you get a little age on you, you know. You're not
the experience.
Yeah, it's the you're not able to ram
the experience
more.
Yeah,
you're not able to ram and go like you did before time wise. You know, everybody gets busier and you really cherish.
Well, it's like that. What was that gigantic group? How many guys did we have? Was it
20?
18 or 20 guys?
Yeah, 20.
That had absolutely nothing to do with the size of the pile at the end of the hunt. It just had to do with what's it going to be like to hunt with 20 freaking guys?
Yeah,
they're all good, safe hunters. We knew no issues there. But what's it sound like for 20 guys to shoot 3 shots all at once?
That was a good day.
It was nuts.
We had to put 2 of our groups together, and we just had an absolute
It was fun.
So much fun.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. When the getting's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring out 15, 20 guys. You know what I mean?
I don't honestly remember how many birds we did shoot, to be honest. I have no idea.
We were close to, I don't know. I think
it was a lot.
Yeah. It was a lot. But
there was a large amount of dead geese on the ground.
Several pillows could have been made. Duvets.
Only a few shy of what we needed, and probably more than a lot of people would shoot in a year. There was a lot of that. We did well.
But at the end of the day, though, it was the experience just to look down the blind and it'd be like 30 friggin' yards away to the other side.
Yeah,
like it was neat.
The guy on the other end seems like he's in a different county.
Yeah,
like we're communicating with walkie-talkies.
Pretty much.
Right.
Have to call the other guy on the end.
I think Matt lost his voice calling the shot on that day, just screaming. Ah!
Oh, that was I didn't even have to. Yeah, that was good.
But it was just about the experience, all right. I mean, if we were young, it'd have been all about shooting the limit with 20 guys.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. When I was younger, you couldn't tell me, oh, it's not about the numbers. Bullshit, dude. I didn't come out here for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill these things. I can see 10,000 more sunsets, sunrises. I'm here to smoke these birds. And now I have the same drive towards it, but I respect everything else so much more. You know, so. But do you guys out there? Do you guys have like food drives that you can give your birds to or anything?
Nope.
No. They won't allow us to take them to the food bank or anything. Unfortunately, we're terrible like that here.
Yeah, that's stupid. It's free food, you know.
Yeah. She's a steady jerky and goose stew factory here in fall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Same here. Grind it all up.
Yeah.
Fine grind it. My buddy Benny, who owns Benny Meats and Hutch. Me and him are good buddies. We go mushroom hunt together and stuff. So I'll bring like all my geese to him and like, hey, cut them up to this thick because I want to make jerky, or grind it up and mix burger with it. And then, I mean, I'll spend $50 and I'll just put online, hey, I got free goose burger meat basically, and it's gone within an hour.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I got people on in my dial book that's like, all right, if I have extra meat, this is the guy I'm going to call. This is the guy I can call, or I can call this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it goes good
awesome.
that way.
Friend of ours is also a butcher, and he does up some freaking good meat with geese, like donair meat, and does sausages and stuff like that, pepperettes. It's
super good.
Take care of it.
If you do it right, you can make a goose, and especially ducks, taste very, 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 very good.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just
All
gotta be
mine-
done
You
right.
won't even tell the difference.
All mine are it's jerky, or I like making stew. You can't.
Stew's good too.
It's just like a beef stew. I can't even tell the difference, honestly.
Not
It
really.
tastes
so I
great.
take when I cut mine up, like I'll cut them in half and stuff, and I'll take one of those like metal detectors. So It's like the hand one. So, you have the wand, and then you dig a hole, and then you stick that thing in there and poke around, and you're like, oh, okay, it's right here.
Yep.
So I have one of those, and I run it over every breast.
Yep.
So a lot of times there's not a single BB in there. I can almost guarantee it. And then if that thing hits, I just try to find it and cut that fat chunk off, throw it in the garbage.
Yep.
But at least I still have that fat chunk of breast, and I know when I'm eating them sticks, there's a very high chance that there's no BBs in here.
Yeah.
Or when I get them back from the butcher, I'll run them over again to make sure. It's always nice when you have good jerky and you can eat it without slowly chewing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice when you can just completely gorge yourself.
to the point where you're
Exactly.
like, I've chewed on this 25 times.
Wesley doesn't even chew. He's just like a wood chipper. He just inhales
He's
it.
a
Break
Hoover.
it off and swallow.
Yeah, exactly.
I eat like my dog.
Nothing worse than fucking hitting a BB.
Oh,
man.
man.
It just shoots shocks down your whole spine.
You'd never
and then
feel
after
it.
that, you're like, fucking throw it all away.
Yeah.
I don't need to eat this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never feel it with
Give it
your
to the
tongue
dog.
first. You always
I
gotta
shouldn't be
find
eating this peasant food.
All right.
Fetch me my fillet mignon.
Yeah.
How late does your guys' season run down there?
It goes right to our duck season actually got extended. We go right till the end of December.
Yeah.
But our
Really?
our goose season. So we start September 4th, and we go for what? Do we go 3 weeks?
About
in
3
September?
weeks.
About 3 weeks, and then it kicks off.
Moose
for,
season is usually off.
Yeah, it kicks off for moose season, and then October 1st it starts, goes right to the end of our duck season goes to the end of December, and then the 18th of December is the end of our goose season. So
And we do have a February sea duck season.
yeah, we got a late season there.
So your duck season, you mean your duck season goes to the beginning of December?
No,
Or
the
End of
to the
December. Yeah.
December 31st is our last day duck season.
Oh, wow. So you got your goose season goes out before your duck season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's not like that here at all. It goes out like sometime early December, I want to say. And I don't really hunt ducks, so I don't really pay too close of attention. So.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot here either, really.
But I know come middle December around, or like towards Christmas even, towards the end, we have ducks in fields everywhere. I've had so many giant wads of ducks. Mallards just suck right to us without a spinner or nothing.
Yeah.
Just right to us. And it's like, oh my God.
So when your goose season ends, are the geese gone basically, or?
No, absolutely.
Okay,
not.
see that now us, just because our goose season ends on the 18th of December, I mean, we've been done in November before just because everything was frozen solid and buried in
Frozen,
2 feet of
yeah.
snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been done
No,
at
we
the
got-
end of October before.
Yep, end of October.
Oh,
20
shit.
2018, we were done October 31st.
Yeah. She
Oh,
was
no.
frozen.
Yeah, it
Do
sucked.
you guys travel anywhere? Like, have you guys ever came to the States?
I have.
You
Ryan,
guys
yeah,
have.
Ryan and I have.
Connecticut and Rhode Island, and
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, we killed some brants down there and some Canadas on the salt. It was pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I went brant hunting one time with my buddy John Olenek, and it was so much fun. We killed a double-banded brant with a tarsal and a metal leg band, and the tarsal had a geolocator on it.
Huh.
So that was nuts.
I know John.
Yeah, John, yep.
Yeah, he's a nice. I met him down in Arkansas. There, he's a good fella. Get a kick out of
Yeah,
him.
he is.
I haven't seen him
He's
in a
cool
long.
guy.
I haven't seen him in a long time, but he's a nice
Yeah.
guy. I ended up watching that video too, actually, and on the Roost TV, and I was like, "Geez, I wonder who he's hunting with down there." And sure enough, it was John. I was like, "Shit,
Yep.
well, small enough world, right? I mean, the waterfowl industry is very small."
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you hunt them? New Jersey?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And then we hunted sea ducks, and we could see the Statue of Liberty, and we could see the new tower, the new, not Twin Towers, but the new,
Monument thing.
big-
or
no, the big
whatever.
tower they
Oh,
built
the big
there.
New, yeah.
yeah, the big tower. What do they call that? The Trade Center?
I don't remember what they call it, honestly.
Yeah,
it's like a
it
thousand.
can't be the Twin Towers because there's not two of them. So, but no, that was just cool to experience too. Like that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, just a different experience. So when you're normally around your area or even down in Fergus, like you guys, a lot of times are hunting and maybe more so in Fergus, you're hunting a lot of traffic. Like, do you run? I know you run Big Al's. Like, we have a relationship with him too. He's a real good fella and makes good decoys. Do you run a lot of just monster spreads and mix in silhouettes and full bodies?
Our biggest one that we ran in Fergus, we had 2,000 decoys.
Oh, geez.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then in Fergus, all we really run, period, even back home is traffic. I mean, I hardly even look for the X, because if the X is outside of town, they're already flying over one of my fields, so I don't need to hunt the X. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's almost like let somebody else hunt it, but they got to fly over me first. But then in Fergus, we might hunt the next field one time, and then we'll put up the A-frames and stuff like that. But other than that, it's literally 100% traffic.
Wow. We couldn't
with
do that here.
migrators, town geese.
I wish we had geese like that here in a spot. I'd love watching your stuff later on in the year, or anybody around that area that's got pits that could just...
Yep.
Didn't we talk about that? I was like, I would love to have a place that we could just go, get in there every morning.
Like the duck cabin, except a pit.
Yeah, hunt till 11 o'clock. Just know that there's tons of geese sitting on a... What
refuge.
is it? Yeah, like a refuge there somewhere so that you could just blow your call at.
Like we did in Ontario. Like you could set up pretty near anywhere there and traffic birds in.
Yep, just sit there and call at them and flag, and then if, you know the ones that are going to do it and the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
Then you just shut your lid back up, turn the heater on, and get back on your phone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Traffic here is so hit or miss. I mean, some days it's unreal. Other days you can literally be directly underneath their flight path and they won't even look at you.
We get that sometimes too.
It happens.
And then one day it'll be cloudy and you'll burn them to the ground. And then the next day it'll be cloudy and you won't kill them. And then the next day it'll be sunny and you burn them to the ground. It just goes. It's always up to the bird. It just sucks.
Yeah.
The only time that I can almost guarantee that we're gonna freaking smoke them is when it's snowing or it just snowed that night.
Oh yeah.
And the next morning there's snow on the ground. Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be bloodbath.
We like it when it's gonna snow here.
Yeah. Just not too much.
Yeah, just not too much. Yeah, we got to be able to get into places.
Yeah, it's not too much. You can get everything in there, but I'm like a kid on Christmas laying there at 10 o'clock at night, and I can just see all the snow falling past the window. Like hell yeah.
Yeah, it fires us up too. Yeah. You guys, like to use a lot of black and whites at all?
Yeah, we use a lot of black and whites. Yeah, I got a mixture of everything. I think I got like 50 dozen Big Al's, and then I think I got like 10 dozen black and whites.
Right on.
So those black and whites have a lot of pulling power to them. And I swear to God, every time we put those black and whites out, the birds land with the black and whites. They'll land with the the colored ones or the detailed ones, but those black and whites, I don't know, there's just something to them. Those birds love that black hole.
Yeah.
That they just right in. And it's like, dude, I packed those decoys so tight. Where'd that bird even land in there?
Yeah.
So what the hell?
But, we
use a lot of black and whites.
Just trying to make a black hole.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
How'd you ever run into him?
Who, Big Al?
Yeah.
He called me one time. This was 4 or 5 years ago, and he told me something like, "Oh, we do a lot of work with." I guess he was working with some guy that was like a Christian hunter.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, well, then you're not gonna like me, I like potty humor and swearing and all that, And he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I could try. And I really wasn't a silhouette fan quite yet. And then I started hunting more over silhouettes with buddies. And I was like, holy shit, you can really, I went down to Texas and guided down there.
Yep.
And all we used was silhouettes.
Right.
And we were landing like 200-300 groups of little geese.
Right.
And I'm like, holy shit, this works.
These really do work.
So then after that, I ended up winning a goose calling contest, and I got 10 dozen silhouettes of dive bombs. So I was using them, and then Big Al called me and was like, oh, our decoys are better, and yada, yada. I'm like, all right, well, send me some of them. And I sold those 10 dozen dive bombs the next day, and I started working with Big Al because I just liked his decoys better,
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of got in with him, and I started doing promos for him and shit like that. And then we just stayed in touch, and he invited me out to his house. I've gone out there twice now, and Big Al and his family are just, they're awesome, awesome people, just very family oriented. And I don't know, it's hard to explain. You guys have never met him personally.
No, he's invited us down, but we've never gone. He's told us all about his property.
And he's always been super good to us too, like a real genuine guy.
He's a very genuine, nice, awesome dude. Like one of the coolest guys ever. He's never, I don't know. He's never been shady or sketchy, or if he tells me he's going to send me 30 dozen decoys, I'll get him within 4 or 5 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
So
that.
he's never not done anything he said he was going to do, so.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I went and seen his factory that he owns, and that's unbelievable. Like the decoys is like 1% of what he does.
Yeah, that's what he had said. Like he's big into printing stuff and whatever. Like,
yeah, he prints for cigarette companies, and he was making a bunch of Bud Light banners when we were there, and Bud Light posters and Gap clothing posters and stuff like that. I mean, it's a giant factory. He's got hundreds of people working for him.
That's cool.
And then he's like, and here's our Goose decoy section.
That's just more of a labor of love for him, it's a hobby thing.
He's a waterfowl hunter. His kids are all hunters, so he knew he could make silhouettes, and he did. He does a really good job with them. So
yeah, that's cool.
You guys ever get a chance to go hunt with Al, you definitely should try to take it.
Well, maybe we should.
Yeah.
Been down in the area, been close. I've been to Indiana deer hunting, so.
He's got a big enough house to house all of you, so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're getting on in time here, boys. We've held him. You'd probably like to go get something to eat here pretty soon, wouldn't you? Straight around his supper time.
What time of day is it? What time of day is it?
You get me talking about hunting.
Well, we're kind of the same way.
Maybe
we'll just save some talk for part 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Be good.
Yeah, we would probably, if you'd be interested, Joe, we could do another one with you if you'd be interested in coming back on with us.
She's been a pretty smooth hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Time has flown for sure.
I know. You get two guys that have podcasts, and you can get to yapping. There's not a lot of silence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the name of your podcast, Joe, and where can people find it if they want to listen to it?
It's on the Roost TV.
Okay.
So www.roosttv.com. It's $3.99 a month, and all my hunting videos and Scott Trident's hunting videos. Scott teaches you how to goose call on there. He's got 30 days to better. So in 30 days, he'll make you a better goose caller. We have tips on how to set spreads and what to look for and how to run traffic and tips on running traffic. And we have my podcast on there, which is called the 4 Score Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of videos on there with a bunch of good guys. I actually just did a podcast with Jeff Foyles.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
I flew down to St. Louis like 3 days ago or 2 days ago or something. So that was pretty cool. That's going up there. And I got a lot of other bigger names in the industry that I'm talking to right now to do some more. So
that's good.
It's definitely quite the app. If you're a waterfowler, that's definitely the app you want to get. So
for sure.
Helps you with everything.
And what other social medias are you on? Instagram and...
Oh, you got to follow him on Snapchat.
Yeah, you definitely do.
I got Instagram. My Instagram is Grinder Heintz, and then my Snapchat is Mr. Heintz, MrHeintz. And now I have my 5th TikTok. My 5th TikTok going because I keep kicking. I mean, that's not an app for people that like killing, that's for sure. So that's also Grinder Heintz. So go follow that too. I mean, they cut me off when I had like 40,000 subscribers, those bastards.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like any killing on there.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, I was really pushing my luck. I was showing birds getting cut in half, and I couldn't cry too hard when they deleted my first one, but this one's going pretty good. I got like 10 videos up there, and I haven't got one of them taken down yet. So
or maybe they gave up. Maybe wore them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I hear about a lot of guys, a lot of outdoorsmen are like, dude, I had 100,000 subscribers and they deleted my whole account. It's like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, that TikTok is a good platform. If you got a business, even if it's not hunting or anything, like you post 5 videos and all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, this video's got 150,000 views.
It's got a wicked algorithm compared to anything else.
It's got a wicked algorithm for sure. I totally thought when I first got it was a kid's app, and I learned fast that it is not a kid's app.
No, it's definitely not a kid's app.
No.
It's more like Brazzers, like a PG-13 Brazzers website.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
No, it's a fun app to get lost in, that's for sure. I look at it almost every single night.
Yeah.
I wish they would leave us alone, let people post something. We've never bothered just for that reason. And Instagram, the algorithm there is horrific. Like, man, we can't grow for shit on Instagram for whatever reason. Like,
it can be, but at least on Instagram you can show videos of birds.
Well, that's the difference between it and TikTok. I mean, TikTok's going to be like, you know, just showing birds flying in and almost getting shot.
Yeah.
You can't. I kind of have a rule of thumb, like, you don't show any guns and don't show any birds getting shot.
Yeah, and you'll be fine.
Yes, exactly right. Yep. So, but yeah, I mean that's been a good platform too. It's a fun one.
Yeah, awesome. Well, listen, man, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us on here and kind of fill us in a little bit on what you got on the go.
Yeah, really appreciate it. It's been a great talk.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah, great to talk to you for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I thank you guys for having me, man, and I look forward to it. So look forward to the next one.
Yeah, for sure. We'd appreciate it if you'd come on again for sure. We'll get this one hammered out there.
Yep.
Let me know what the drink special is at the bar.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, man, I will. If you got me on Snapchat, shoot me a snap, and I'll make sure I add you so I don't bury you. So many people asking me stupid questions. So
yeah, no doubt about that.
Right on. Thanks, Joe.
Well, hey, thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Take her easy.